back, everybody. So today it's time for a new homebrew. So I've been, say, out of the scene for a little bit, just with everything going on and how I like to do stuff. I have to have the time to do it, and I have time now. So this is the first batch of 2023 that I made. So going forward, just in case I save some for a year or two, if you've been watching my other videos, sometimes I remember what I put on the label, sometimes I don't. So I'm just going to start coding them by the year, and then what batch number it was. Then from there, I can go look everything up. And even if I have to, it's on the computer. So as I said, this is batch 23-1. So 2023, the first batch. Now, these first five could be experimental. I had all my, usually I buy 55 pounds, 50 pounds at a time for grain and use it. Making 5 to 6 batches every 2 weeks. I like to have everything here so I don't have to go rebuy it all the time. Plus, it helps cut down on costs. So, what I wanted to do was make the first 5 batches using the malts grain that I already had. So that's what I did. So some of this, as I go through it, if you have any comments, put them down below, because I think I know what happened, and it happened to every single one of these, but I don't know everything. So this is a SMaSH beer, single malt, single hop. So this is using Golden Promise malt. This is a small batch, 1.25 gallons going into the fermenter. So I start out with a 2-gallon batch, boil it down, do all that stuff, and then the 1.25 gallons goes in there. Now, for me, for small batches or just to see what the hops taste like with the malts, because I think malts taste different, smell different. So I have a running tally of like Turo, Marisot, or Golden Promise, wheat, all these different kinds of malts, and I have all the hops, and then when I make it, I put done. So I'm going to go through all of them at some point, but this one, so Golden Promise, 2 pounds, 4 ounces, and that's it. Again, SMaSH beer, single malt, single hop. This has 0.39 ounces of Citra at 30 minutes, then 0.29 ounces of Citra at 5 minutes. No dry hop. That's it for this. Will I make dry hop ones? Yes, but again, I didn't want to waste too much. I wanted to see what these 2-year-old malts would do that have been down in my office, I would say secured, not in Tupperware or anything like this. Actually, this Golden Promise, the bag, the 10-pound bag, was completely sealed the whole time. Never opened from 2 years ago. So, post-boil gravity, Beersmith is what I use, called for 1049. I hit 1049. That's what it started. For the yeast, this is using US05 yeast, standard yeast. I use this a lot, especially in these SMaSH beers. This is where it gets kind of strange. My final gravity was supposed to be 1.009, which I think is a 5.2%. I think that's what it was supposed to come out to. Mine was 1032. So I do use a refractometer. I know I have to do the calculation. It was 8.25 bricks. So this beer is 3.49% ABV. Bottled on 8/19, so 2 weeks old. I wanted to do a 2-week because technically I think there's more sweetness, more sugar in here than what should be, because it didn't eat. But I'm trying to figure out why it didn't ferment. A couple I don't think it's because of the grain. And that's what I was thinking it was going to be. Because I think with the grain, if it was 2 years old, if it was bad, I wouldn't get the conversion and I wouldn't have hit that 1049. I think it's either it was too hot, which it couldn't have been over 70. All my beers ferment in the same exact place year over year. Or it was not enough yeast. And the yeast got drunk that I put in there and couldn't finish. That's what I'm thinking it was. Now, the weird thing, I'm pretty sure I used to get 4 beers per pack. And on this first grouping, I did. So either something's changed in the yeast or something. Maybe I only did 3 and I'm thinking in my head 4. So, like I said, this is 3.49% ABV. Let's see if this thing's carved. As I said, it's only been in here 2 weeks. I want to do a 2-week, then we'll go to the month. It should get a little better over time. But session IPA is what I would call this. But let's see how much carbonation we have. So 4 small pearl carbonation tablets in here. Little hiss. Good smoke. Well, we're doing good so far. Let's go ahead and pour it in here. I'm surprised it's so hazy. We gonna get ahead on this thing? A little bit. So I do bottle directly out of the fermenters, the Mr. Beer fermenters. So I usually keep the end in there. I'm surprised it's so hazy. It could be because it's young, but I didn't think Golden Promise would be that hazy because it almost looks like I put some wheat in there or something like that. Head's dissipating. I think it needs more time to carb, but that's just me. What I do have is off-white. Color on this, yellow, kind of orangish in color, very hazy. I can't see through it. There you go. Almost looks like a fire thing on there. Sure. Golden Promise, if it's really... I haven't brewed a lot like SMaSH beers. This is my first set with Golden Promise. Back in the Homebrew Club, there was one year where every member had to make a SMaSH beer and bring 12 bottles to the meetings, and we all exchanged. So maybe I have had a Golden Promise. No. Is Founders Mosaic? Isn't that Golden Promise? Or something like that? I don't remember now. But, yeah, looks good. Let's go ahead and smell, see what we get. I'm getting a little sweet malt in there, a little citrus, maybe a little bit of bitterness in there, but not very much. It's probably going to be real thick, isn't it? Because there's more sugar in there. I mean, it smells like a beer. It kind of... I don't want to say... Okay, I'll say watered down, like sweeter malt with a little kick of citrus in there, but watered down. Like, yeah. That's about all I smell. Let's go ahead and taste. That taste. Like toasted malt. Toasted malt with some bitterness, thicker, but we're dealing 3.4%. It's going to be thicker. Now the smell is like the taste. Like a toasted malt, sweeter malt. I've had that taste before. Now I'm wondering if I had it in a SMaSH beer and theirs didn't ferment all the way. Yeah, sweeter. I almost want to say like a touch of floral, but there's some citrus in there, like citrus bitterness that goes through from that Citra. But I think it's because it's so low in ABV, we're not truly getting that Citra coming through. Now, would a dry hop help? Yes. But I don't know about in this case because it didn't ferment all the way. Yeah, it's like a sweeter toasted malt, a little floral, which I'm surprised by. But I get that citra, that citrus in there, but it's a lower like rind, citrus, orange rind in the back because there's enough bitterness to help cut it. So in the aftertaste, you kind of get both, like a bitter toasted malt. Yeah, it's thick though. Um, Turned out fine. What do you guys think it is? Leave it in a comment down below. So after this, I will have a month in between this tasting, but I've already got 9 other brews done, or I've got 5 done, and then 4 more fermenting, and I'm going to make another one this weekend. So it'll be 10 full brews. So here coming up, we'll really get back into here. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think it is. Like I said, I think it must be not enough yeast in there. That maybe that older malt is good, and I'm just going based upon I hit my number with the amount of grain. I hit my post boil gravity with the amount of grain that I used. I would think if it was old, that no matter what I boiled down to, it would have had to been real low concentrate in order to get that 1049, right? Yeah, 1049 that I got. And I was at a gallon and a quarter, 1.25 gallons going into the fermenter. So I think it's the yeast. Let me know in the comments down below what you think it is. If you enjoyed this homebrew, check out some more over here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, cheers.